Hello, dear friends. Let me continue with another story. And I heard this story, I think, from the Coursera class. So you must heard this story must be told in many versions, right? And each time we tell this story, we have our own moral value or our own intention in telling this story. So let me start. Odysseus went away from home for 10 years, and he was longing to go back home. It is time for him to go back home. It was time for him to go back home after 10 years parting his family. So he wanted to go back home, and he must cross the sea to go back home. And in the sea, there were sirens singing the most beautiful, most enchanting, and most soul-grabbing songs. And Odysseus, he wanted to listen, but he knew if he listened to the song, he will follow those sirens and went to and lost his way and got killed or failed. And the story has it that the sirens sang in the middle of the sea, and when the sailors heard their song, they would follow the song, follow the music, follow the song, and went to the deep sea and be killed and be consumed by the sirens. So Odysseus, he knew this danger. He knew this temptation, and he could not control himself to not to listen to it. He wanted to listen. But he has a bigger goal. He had a bigger goal to go across the sea and go back home. So what he did, he put wax into the sailor's ears so the sailor could not hear. And he tied himself onto the mast, onto the boat, let's say. I forgot the name of that particular mast, I think. Master of the boat. So he tied himself to the boat, and the boat sailed, and they were very, very close to the sirens area. And then the siren started to sing, and Odysseus, he so wanted to go to hear the sirens, but he was tied to the boat, and it was just heart burning and such a torture for him that he could not move. But at the end, with the siren songs, the most beautiful, most enchanting, and most soul-grabbing, he listened to the songs, but he could not move. And finally, he went cross. He finished the area of the siren songs and reached to the other side of the ocean and went back home. Well, the morality, the moral of this story is that there are times we are able to control ourselves. We find a way to control ourselves. There are times when we know we could not control ourselves in front of temptation, in front of attraction, in front of seduction. At that time, we will find a way before we lose our mind. We need to pre-commit ourselves. We need to precondition ourselves so that we cut off the mean, cut off the tool, cut off the mean that make us making mistake. Not everyone can control ourselves. Not everyone can control himself or herself. We all have our weak point, or our weakest point. We are all human, but something make us a better human is that we can control ourselves, and we understand there are times we cannot control ourselves, and we precondition ourselves, and we prepare ourselves, and we prepare ourselves that isolate ourselves from the means of making mistake. We take away the tool to make mistake. We take away our right, our way of making mistake. Right? If you cannot control yourself in spare shopping, put your wallet at home so that you could not buy. If you are always late, well, that is hard for me. That is hard for me. What I do, I condition my clock 10 minutes. I put my clock 10 minutes in advance, and yeah, you have your way of dealing with problems. So there are times we lose our mind, and in front of real situation, when we are confronted with the real seduction, the real temptation, the real problem, we could not control ourselves, even when we are very strong. It's just too hard, and there is just too much risk that we cannot obey our heart, our original right heart, the right decision. We could not negate our desire of following those temptations. Do I make sense? I try to make it simple, okay? So when we are in the middle of things, we could not control ourselves. We could not think. And we could not think. And we could not use our right rationals to decide things. This causes our preparation we will need to find a way before we make mistake. We will find a way before we are challenged with the temptations. You put a cell phone in front of you to do homework. 99.9999% you will touch that cell phone. How about give your cell phone to someone else, to your friend, to your colleague, to your parent, and block it for 10 minutes, for half an hour? We say we want to control ourselves and not to see it within half an hour. So oftentimes we just do not have that ability to control even half hour of our time, not looking at it. Well, of course, there is another reason. Maybe because your homework is not that interesting. Maybe your work, maybe something you are not supposed to do is not that interesting. But if you put your cell phone away, you may have more chance to concentrate, to focus on the thing you do. So this is why in the classroom, sometimes some teacher just put your books away so that you can focus. And if you drink, put your keys away and give to a friend so that you can go back home safe with taxi, with Uber, with Lyft, with other method. What else? If you know you will overeat, how about do not put things in front of you and clean up the refrigerator and leave a refrigerator very simple, and do not prepare too many things handy. When you have those things handy, you cannot control. I cannot control when I have the things I want. Well, there is another thing. When I was young, I had such a crave and desire for eating. Maybe because I'm old. With age, we have much less stronger desire for food, for certain things. And it is also a question of time. We become much tamed with time, with age, much matured, and much more rational, reasonable, logical. Well, this is a story, and I think I have those raccoon story, Kevin story to tell. I will see if I have time today. Thank you so